AC Transit is a public transport company located in the East San Francisco Bay Area. The company started in 1956 and has been going strong since. Now, Cogswell and AC Transit have decided to work together and make a game to release on the App Store. In AC Transit Drive, the player drives an AC Transit bus down an endless road, picking up and dropping off as many passengers as possible without crashing. The goal is to rack up high scores by earning points both in progressing and bringing passengers, marked by 4 different colors, purple, green, orange, and yellow, to the bus stops with the matching colors. Players swipe left and right on the open space of the screen to move between three lanes, by approaching the correct side of the road and pressing a button to pick up or drop off commuters at the right stops. The game features non-stop activity and a rewarding sensation of mastery upon continuation of play. The game has potential as a great time sink for casual, incidental, and occasional gamers. Next, an SWOT analysis of AC Transit Drive is necessary. First, we need to analyze the advantages the game has working in its favor. The game is based off a local company and takes place in the East Bay. Due to it being based on a local transportation brand, the game will very likely benefit from high customer-to-brand loyalty. Secondly, AC Transit has a very large number of users in the East Bay, with an astonishing 170,000 daily riders. What's more, besides daily riders, there are plenty of occasional riders and weekend riders. AC Transit's number of riders is actually far greater than competitor Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose. However, while AC Transit does enjoy a high amount of customers, San Francisco's Muni has it bested with a daily count of 600,000 riders. Still, while they do not reach the heights of Muni's user base, 170,000 daily riders is a healthy amount that will serve as a strong potential market for AC Transit's Drive. Additionally, AC Transit is a very well-known brand, much the same as San Jose's VTA or San Francisco's Muni. The brands are synonymous with the roads of each part of the Bay Area. AC Transit in particular has a very recognizable logo and strong branding. This is hopefully something that will work in the game's favor upon launch. An additional advantage is that when someone would go to download the AC Transit app, the game with the same titles as the company could be ready to download on their screen. Furthermore, because the company is mobile, the logo is constantly moving around the Bay Area, spreading brand awareness not only for the company but for the game itself. Beyond that, the game has a fun look to it. The art design creates a world that feels fresh and energetic to play in and can appeal to all ages. This is important because it increases the size of potential players. Though there are quite a few advantages to the game, it's not all perfect. The game does have a few weaknesses. First off, the game is very simple. The functions in the game become tedious quickly and make for a poor marathon playing experience. Instead, it seems to be meant for playing at most around 15 to 20 minutes at a time before the user becomes bored and moves on to something else. Additionally, the fact that AC Transit is a local company is actually a bit of a double-edged sword. Although it can be an advantage in some cases, it could also prove to be a weakness in terms of marketing. Outside of the East San Francisco Bay Area, it's not very recognizable. The same would hold true for nearly any transport company trying to market itself outside its own area. The hard part about the game is how to appeal to people outside the East Bay Area, especially if the company isn't recognized outside that area. The main focus of the marketing plan should be local. Since AC Transit is a familiar name in the East Bay, it will not be too difficult to market there. One possible marketing idea is to advertise the game on the bus itself. On the bus, there are little advertisements posted along inside the bus and sometimes outside the bus. Since the game is owned by the company itself, it is unlikely they will be charging themselves to put a poster on their own advertisement spot. With a daily count of around 400,000 people, putting a little advertisement on a few buses will gain some traction. Besides, the bus is the perfect place to advertise on. Not only is the game about driving a bus and dropping off passengers, it's also the perfect place for someone in need of a time killer. With simple gameplay and objective, it is best for people who are bored and need something to distract them, such as being on a bus, going to the bathroom, bored in a classroom, etc. It's unlikely that people will go out of their way to play the game because AC Transit simply does not offer the exciting gameplay of some of its competitors. 3 of the most important aspects of marketing are segmentation, targeting, and positioning. These 3 tools are crucial to how businesses identify their most likely customers and tailor specific messages to them in order to increase their chances of offering the right product to the right customer. Broadly speaking, our target market for AC Transit Drive is iOS users. We are targeting all ages, genders, income levels, and geographic locations. However, we find it most likely that those who actually use AC Transit on a weekly or even daily basis will play the game due to the novelty aspect of it. There's something to be said about the enjoyment of controlling a bus careening down the street that you ride every day. Users of AC Transit should be marketed to aggressively for this reason. The Parks Associates studies seek to eliminate the terms hardcore gamer and casual gamer. Instead, it suggested a variety of new subcategories to split the broader demographic of gamers into. From the study, we know that leisure gamers are 14% of the market. They spend 58 hours per month playing mainly casual titles. However, they prefer challenging games and show high interest in new gaming services. We also know that occasional gamers are 24% of the market. They play puzzle, word, and board games almost exclusively. Yet that does not mean that a game like AC Transit Drive could not appeal to them. It's relaxed and allows for a nice pick up and play style that relieves pressure off the player. We believe AC Transit Drive will appeal to both of these segments due to the nature of the gameplay. It's even possible that what Park Studies calls dormant gamers could be drawn to the game. These gamers actually make up 26% of the market. They love gaming, but spend little time because of the family, work, or school obligations. They like to play with friends and family, and they tend to prefer challenging games. Targeting this segment would be smart because there's a lot of money being left on the table due to other companies ignoring dormant gamers. Perhaps AC Transit Drive could strive to market itself to this segment in an effort to service them when others are not. Furthermore, tweaking the game slightly to appeal to micro-demographics of all of these segments who like social aspects in their game could be a smart move. Social gamers make up 13% of the market. They enjoy gaming as a way to interact with friends. By adding leaderboards, social gamers and gamers from the other segments could be more likely to either engage in the first place or continue playing for longer. Leaderboards would allow players to have their high scores recorded and posted for others to see. This would spur competition and provide a potentially missing social aspect. This social challenge has proven to be a requested feature in the past for other games, and we believe AC Transit Drive could take advantage of the demand. In conclusion, we believe leisure gamers and occasional gamers should be marketed to the most aggressively. Dormant gamers are traditionally a lucrative segment that could potentially provide more players, but getting them to actually awaken as gamers has proven difficult for other companies. Lastly, social gamers are themselves a large segment with behavior all their own. Yet, a desire for social interaction exists in all the aforementioned segments. Due to this, additional social aspects such as leaderboards could satisfy multiple groups' behavior. When discussing market positioning, it's important to keep in mind three things: what consumers want, what competitors offer, and what the product's producer can offer. The ideal market positioning would, in theory, be for a product to be within one's capability to provide and be something customers want, without competitors providing it or even being capable of providing a similar good or service. This can be simplified even further. To have a good marketing position, a product must have both appeal and distinction. In this case, appeal specifically means the reason a player would ever wish to play AC Transit Drive or a game like it. Distinction for this instance specifically means what elements might make AC Transit Drive favorable to download or play when compared to its competitors. To put it bluntly, AC Transit Drive is not currently in a favorable market position. Its target audience wants a low-pressure game to stimulate their mind with an endless runtime and a way to challenge themselves to score a little bit higher each time. This is an appeal that AC Transit Drive is close to meeting, but is not quite mastered. It's important to note that the game must have some enthralling distinction that would entice players to choose AC Transit Drive over a competitive like Subway Surfers or Temple Run 2. Presently, the endless playtime has benefits and drawbacks. Playtesting has revealed dissatisfaction with the lack of variety in gameplay. Beta testers noted that they could easily play the game for hours without risk of ending their run, but that the gameplay ceased to be very engaging past the first or second minute. As it turns out, potentially endless gameplay demands high replay value and engaging mechanics. While AC Transit Drive has an interesting premise, intuitable controls, and its own unique method of scoring points, players tend to wish that they could get more from the game. A steadily increasing difficulty, leaderboards, or a new strategic element to gameplay would go a long way in making the game much more engaging and entertaining. Since there is such a great overlap in customers that desire challenging games and those that occasionally or incidentally play games, it would serve to position the game better in a present market for there to be a multi-layered aspect of challenge integrated in one way or another, as previously mentioned. Due to the fact that AC Transit Drive is tied to a real-world company and transportation service, the game has a great advantage in that people who use AC Transit for their commute are already familiar with the brand and likely see it on a near-daily basis. As a result, it's likely that the riders of AC Transit are some of the game's best bet in terms of player base. These commuters likely have smartphones in 2018 and use their phones in order to check and see when the next bus is coming. One approach would be to put an advertisement banner for the game within the app that people use to check on the timing of AC Transit buses. Users could click this banner on their smartphones and would be transported to the App Store where they could download the game. This strategy ensures that the most loyal and regular customers of AC Transit would have the highest chance of downloading the game. In turn, this capitalizes on the novelty aspect of actually playing a video game where the player controls the very AC Transit bus that they ride around the East Bay area every day. Furthermore, what could be very effective in capturing the core loyal daily rider audience of AC Transit buses is to put actual advertisements for the game inside the buses. Raising awareness for actual riders of AC Transit is the best bet for ensuring people actually play the game. By doing so, AC Transit Drive will have a better chance of having positive reviews and advertisement by word of mouth. Pleased customers are the best marketing tool. Another option for raising awareness for the game is to put advertisements on the outside of the AC Transit buses themselves. AC Transit buses go all over the East Bay area. There's a substantial amount of people who live there who see these buses traveling around all day. Having an ad for the game on the outside of the bus would be a very smart way to advertise, as even people who do not use AC Transit would still be exposed to the advertisements. As an added bonus, AC Transit would not have to pay normal advertising fees that mediums such as television channels or magazines would charge. In short, advertisements for the game on the company's actual buses themselves allow for a relatively cheap way to reach potential players who otherwise might not involve AC Transit in their lives in any capacity. Finally, AC Transit may want to consider putting an advertisement on the iOS App Store. Although the price for such an advertisement would likely be quite expensive, people who go to the gaming section of the App Store are already looking for a video game to play. In other words, they are already open to the idea of purchasing a game. Capitalizing on this behavioral state by having an advertisement on the main page of the App Store itself could be extremely beneficial, not only raising awareness, but capturing potential players. The iOS App Store is a very large marketplace with legions of users that create traffic through it every day.